Hello everyone, my name is Luke, aka Mr. Rage, and welcome back to another one of my more personal discussion videos, I guess you would call it that, because this is a bit of a personal thing that I will be talking about in today's discussion video, as you read from the title. In today's video, I will be explaining why I broke up with my girlfriend. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I remember one thing that I said in a live stream, actually, that was about a few months back, I want to say, around March or April, well, whatever. At one point in that stream, me and my subscribers, huge shout out to you guys, by the way, we were talking about relationships and stuff like that, and one thing that I kind of let slip out is that every single person that I've always dated always broke up with me. That was not 100% truthful. What I was trying to say was that I have been in a lot of toxic relationships, and I was mostly the one who chose to break up, but my previous girlfriends, I guess you can say, agreed with it, because they also agreed that the relationship was getting toxic and that the relationship was no longer a relationship. If your relationship with your partner is starting to feel more like something you are trapped in instead of something that you are actually happy to be in, then yeah, that's probably a pretty telltale sign that the relationship is no longer going to be functioning properly. And like all things, if something is not functioning properly, then either you fix it or it's damaged beyond repair and you have to let it go. And unfortunately for me, that's kind of what happened with my current relationship, or recent relationship that is no more. But like I said, I've been in a lot of toxic relationships. Like I've been around, man. Like although I just turned 18, like I've been in a lot of relationships. None of them were in person, thank God, but you know, it's same thing for online. You know, I mean, if it was in person, it would have been worse. But yeah, all of it was online. They were all online relationships, and some of you will think that an online relationship may not even be a real relationship. But for the current generation that I reside in, that it's still a relationship, whether it's online or in person. They call it long distance, so whatever. But yeah, I've been in too many toxic relationships, and I guess one of the things that I've learned and one of the skills that I've picked up from my previous toxic relationships is it's always good to end the relationship before it gets any more toxic. And one of the skills that I gained from my previous relationships was a much more mental pain tolerance. The reason I call it a mental pain tolerance is because obviously I'm probably like the most 12 million person to say this, but breaking up with someone that you go from just caring for to loving is a very, very difficult thing. Uh, it's almost unbearable for some. It's heartbreaking. It's something that you never want to do. It's something that most couples would never even want to imagine, but it's painful. So yeah, one of the things that I thankfully picked up was just a very high mental pain tolerance. I'm able to take a lot of psychological pain before I break. You know, it's like I'm like a hard shell that no matter how many hits it takes, no matter how much it's cracked, it doesn't fully break. You know, that's what my mental pain tolerance is like. I could take a lot of stress. I can take a lot of psychological torment, punishment. It's probably one of the best skills I have, actually. It's one of the reasons why I'm able to endure not just a breakup, but almost every painful situation in life. But the reason why I broke up, if you couldn't already tell, like, you know, I can see you, right? Okay, anyways, the relationship was unfortunately getting toxic. And one thing about my now ex is that we kind of took things a bit too fast. We didn't really properly settle into the relationship. Like, we went a little too fast. And that's one thing about a lot of relationships. A real relationship, like an actual relationship between two people, takes a very long time to build up. One of the reasons why relationships are so special is because not only do they take a long time to properly build up, but it also takes a lot of work. It's one of the reasons why relationships are so special and why they're worth it for so many people after they have put all the time and work into actually building one in the first place. Rushing into a relationship and just starting one all willy-nilly is definitely not going to lead to anything well for you, your relationship, and your partner. So that's the first mistake and the first red flag that I actually should have saw when I came into this relationship. Because like I said, relationships are there. It's a big thing. Love is a big thing. Like actual love, bonding, trust. Vulnerability as well. To give your life to someone to share with. That's what a relationship is, and so much more than that. Like, even those little mere words that I just said is not even enough to describe what a relationship truly is, how special it is, and how amazing it is how two people can build something like a relationship together. It's one of the reasons why so many people have such high value for a relationship, and that's why so many people would desire a relationship, which is completely normal, because relationships are wonderful things. It's probably the only wonderful thing that two people can build together. But I guess sometimes bad things happen in life. Good things fall apart. Good times end, and life has to go on. No matter how painful it may be, no matter how much you'll miss that part of your life, no matter how much you'll remember those memories you had and how much they'll hurt you to even be thinking about them, life has to still go on. Your life must still go on. If you spend all your time grieving over the past, then you will never have a moment to be happy in the future. So, I ended the relationship because things just weren't working out anymore. And another thing about relationships I notice is not only do people rush into relationships, but people also, they judge too quickly. You talk to someone for a couple of weeks, you fall in love, and then you think that this person is your soulmate. No, that's not how it works. It takes a long time to be able to not only build a relationship with someone, but it also takes a long time to truly know if this someone is the person that you would want to spend all your life with. It takes a long time, because as you two spend more and more time together, you'll start to realize how you guys deal with each other, because obviously relationships can have problems. You're going to argue, you're going to have disagreements, you're going to have problems. And this is why time is so important in a relationship, because it's essentially, time essentially means you see how long it takes for you guys to find out how well you can deal with each other. It takes time for that. It takes time to see how you guys are going to respond to each other when you guys argue, when you guys have disagreements, when you guys have a different eye to eye on something. And that's also why it takes time to know if this person is right for you, because part of building a relationship also means to want to keep the relationship. If you and your partner can settle arguments and can settle disagreements in a healthy manner, then I'd say that that's a healthy relationship. Because having a healthy relationship is also the utmost importance. You want the relationship to be healthy. You want the relationship to have solutions for the problems that you're going to have in it. because obviously relationships, you're going to have problems in it. You're going to disagree. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have arguments. You guys are going to want to do different things. You guys are going to have more intense arguments. And that's when time will really tell if you two are meant to be together. If you and your partner can have a serious argument where it actually gets personal and there's a lot of shit that's, shit's getting intense, and yet you guys can still fix it at the end and make up, and if you guys can still hold on to that love that you have for one another, then that's what I would call a strong and healthy relationship, because a relationship also needs to be strong. Just like my mental pain tolerance, a relationship also needs to have a tolerance to endure the problems that two people are going to undoubtedly have in a relationship. So if your relationship can endure problems, and if you guys can fix problems, and if you guys can never lose any of your love for each other, despite how intense an argument may be or how severe a disagreement may be, that's what a strong relationship is. That's what an enduring relationship can hold. An enduring relationship will always be able to hold you two in it if you guys can actually settle things, if you guys can do whatever it takes to keep the relationship strong, healthy, and to also have solutions for problems, so that way your relationship will have less problems, and of course your relationship could be more positive than negative. My relationship, unfortunately, our relationship just didn't have that. We were not able to work out our problems. We were not able to settle our arguments. We would always be arguing about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And it would just get so tiring and most of all stressful. You see, in a relationship, it's okay to have those moments where it's stressful. You don't want to deal with stuff, you're feeling down, you can feel depressed because of some of the drama, because obviously drama is obviously going to accompany a relationship as well. But you see, the difference what my relationship is we was never able to resolve those problems. We were always dealing with the same problems over and over and over again. A healthy relationship, if the relationship was healthy, then we would have been able to figure out how to resolve those problems, and we didn't. We was not able to resolve any of our problems. We were able to resolve a couple, just a couple, but the more bigger problems, the more bigger issues that we had in our relationship, we were not able to settle them. So the relationship just started getting more stressful for the both of us. We were arguing a lot, arguing about the same thing. And like I said before, if you cannot settle things, if you cannot fix things in your relationship, then that's a good sign that the relationship is not going to last. Because one of the most important things in a relationship is being able to fix the problems that you will have in the relationship with your partner. If you are unable to fix those problems, then the relationship is probably not going to work. And sometimes it is your partner's fault. Other times, I'm being a little blunt here, maybe it's your fault sometimes. But even if it is your fault, it's not really, even if you're the cause of it, it's not really your fault, even though it kind of is. And the reason for that is because maybe you're not compatible with this person. Maybe your wants and needs go far beyond what this person is willing to provide and what the other person is willing to sacrifice for what you want in their relationship. Because sacrifice is another important thing of the relationship. Sacrificing your own wants and needs for your partners to keep them happy, while at the same time looking forward to other things that can keep you happy, is also important. And sacrifice is a big thing. I understand not a lot of people are going to want to do that, but sometimes that's also why it's important to resolve problems, because although you got to sacrifice something for your partner, sometimes communication is key. Sometimes you guys can talk it out. You can make a sacrifice, and so can your partner. And like I said before, this is all part of keeping the relationship strong and healthy, but at the same time, keeping just a relationship in general. You will sacrifice, your partner will sacrifice. You two will do whatever you need to keep each other happy and to keep the relationship that you have. Because obviously, if you truly love your partner, if your partner truly loves you, then they will keep the relationship. The relationship is what holds two people together when they love each other. So obviously, when two people love each other, they will try their best to keep the relationship. So even though it may not be your partner's fault, may not be your fault, whatever, whoever's fault it is, whatever it may be, fixing problems is essential in a relationship. Because if you don't fix the problems, then eventually they're going to make things more stressful and it's going to lead to more drama. And my relationship just couldn't get past it. I was not able to fix the problems I had with my girlfriend, and neither was she. Not only were we not able to fix the problems that we had, but we were also not able to sacrifice anything. She had her own wants and needs, and so did I. I felt like I was being ignored in the relationship because every single time I would bring up something that I wanted her to do for me, to keep me happy in the relationship, to keep my needs met, she was not willing to sacrifice anything. She was not willing to do anything that I wanted her to. The only time I was ever able to get her to do something that I wanted her to do, she did it, but she sounded very bitter. You can tell that she definitely didn't want to do it. And that just made me feel worse. You see, a relationship should never be forced. You should never have to force yourself to do these things for your partner. Because if you truly love your partner, then you should not need to force yourself to be able to make those kinds of sacrifices to keep them. When you love somebody, you'll do whatever it takes to keep them, or you'll work things out with them so that way whatever you have to sacrifice, maybe you won't have to. Because like I said before, communication in a relationship is key. That's actually one of the most important things in a relationship. Communication. Positive communication as well. You never want to start arguments. You never want there to be drama and negativity. Communication, positive communication, is one of the best things that can keep a relationship functional. Because, like I said, maybe you won't have to sacrifice anything. Maybe your partner won't have to sacrifice anything. You guys can work out problems more easier because if you guys are both working as a team to settle a problem, to fix a problem, or whatever it may be that is negatively currently impacting the relationship, that's why communication is key. And again, talking once again about my relationship, we would communicate, but it would just always lead to a lot of arguments. And I'm not going to say that I'm completely innocent as well. I'm a bit of a hothead. I'm not called Mr. Rage for no reason. It would just lead to a lot of arguing. Every single time I would try and communicate with her, every single time I would try and bring things up with her, problems in our relationship that I was trying eagerly to fix with her, she would never be on my side. I felt like I was alone even though I was in this relationship with her. I felt like I was the only one who was putting effort into fixing our problems. But I'm not trying to blame her as well. I'm not trying to blame my girlfriend. I just wish that she could have done a better job at putting more effort into fixing our problems, but sometimes the reasons why this happens is because people aren't compatible. And talking about what I said before, that's also why time is such a big thing in a relationship, because only time will tell how well you guys can deal with the problems of your relationship. If you guys are together for a very long time and you guys are successfully dealing with your problems, then that's a good sign. The time paid off. But as time goes on, if you two are starting to realize that you both cannot fix your problems and the relationship is getting more toxic, then unfortunately time has shown you that the relationship, as time goes on, is just going to keep running into more problems. So that's unfortunately what happened here. As time went on, our relationship just kept getting more and more toxic and more uncompatible and more dysfunctional. And, another thing that I see with a lot of people is attachment. Sometimes in life, people are so desperate to keep something that is good that they will avoid all of the problems that will lead to more consequences in the future just to hold on to that one thing that they just can't let go. That's pretty much what attachment is. Although I was attached to my girlfriend, my high mental pain tolerance is what allowed me to make a very painful decision to end a relationship. I guess what I'm trying to say is there are moments in life where we must make, like, can you stop? There are moments in life where we must make a painful decision, a hard decision to avoid a devastating future full of consequences and heartache. It's one of the reasons why they call it a tough decision, a hard decision, a painful decision, because although it's painful to make these decisions, they're important for our own future well-being, which is why we got to suck it up and just do it. And this doesn't just go for relationships, but this goes for every aspect of life. Life is full of these painful decisions, and the reason why these painful decisions are the right decisions is because of the future. We may try and avoid making a painful decision now because of the pain of that decision, but I tell you right now, my friends, the consequences and the heartache that will follow you in your future for not making that painful decision now, it will be much worse than that painful decision. The pain and the heartache will be much worse. Your future is extremely important. My future, your future. Focusing on the present to ensure a better future is something that many people should try and do. For some people, their good future is already their present. And they got that way because they focused on making the better decisions for their life and for their future. So what I did was me focusing on my future, because I knew for a fact that if I stood in my relationship with my girlfriend, things would have not gone well for me or her. The relationship would have gotten more toxic, it would have gotten more bitter, it would have gotten more hateful. And I didn't want to end a relationship like that. I didn't want to end a relationship hating her. I still love my girlfriend. I'll always love her. I'll always remember. I'll never forget that. I'll cherish what we had together. I'll never forget what we had together. And I will love her forever. But I left her because I loved her. I left her because I didn't want to see her struggling with more drama and more shit in the relationship. I didn't want that for her or me. A relationship is supposed to be a great thing. It's okay to have drama. It's okay to have problems. Life is not perfect. It's never gonna be. But if a relationship has a higher amount of problems and negativity than positivity, like if your positivity is all the way down here and the negativity is all the way up there, if you can't lower down that negativity and increase your positivity, the relationship is just not going to work, because it means that you and your partner are unable to settle arguments. You can't fix problems. You may love each other, sure, but that's also where attachment comes in. You still love your partner, and that's why you get attached to them. That's why you avoid the problems. That's why you just keep dealing with the problems until they suck the life out of you, and you just feel constantly stressed, and that's when you again will feel trapped in your relationship. People become attached because they love their partner, because they don't want to let them go, because they don't want to be alone. But attachment is also a bit selfish, because if you love your partner, if you love yourself, then you will want the better for both of you. You want a better life for the both of you. And if you just still can't fix the problems of your relationship, then it's time to call it quits. Like I said before, there are problems that can be fixed. Then there are problems that are unfixable. It's like trying to put a piece of glue on something that not even glue could put back together. That's what it's like. So I ended the relationship with my girlfriend because I didn't want it to get toxic. I wanted to end it on good terms. Maybe she hates me. I don't know. Maybe she does. I don't care though. I know that one day she'll be happy again. I know I'll be happy again. And that's why I chose to break up with my girlfriend, because I done what was right for my future. I done what had to be done. It had to be done because the relationship was unsavable. And I know that that's sad for a lot of people. Maybe you're currently in your own relationship that is unsavable. And that's why it is so important to make that painful decision now. And it's okay to be in pain. It's okay to grieve. It's okay to feel the pain now, so that way you can be happy again in the future, instead of being in even more pain in the future for not making a painful decision now in the present to ensure a better future. It's okay. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to feel that way. I know for a fact that it will be okay again. For not just me, but also my girlfriend as well, hopefully. Anyways, I hope she gets over it. I can only hope. But yeah, this is why I chose to break up with my girlfriend. I just didn't want to end it on bad terms. I didn't want to end it with me hating her and her hating me. I wanted to end it with me still loving her, and only ending it because I wanted the better for her. And hopefully she felt this. She didn't feel the same way. I'll tell you that right now. She sounded upset. I didn't want to do that to her, but I did what had to be done. The hardest choices require the strongest will. And my will is only strong because I want to ensure a better future. And I know that making tough decisions, as I've already explained, is essential for ensuring a better future. That's the point of a decision, because the decisions you make in life will have impacts on you, either positive or negative. If something is going to positively impact you, then that's what you want. You have to make that tough decision to have that positive impact. If you make the wrong decision, then you'll have a negative impact. But if you know that making a decision, even if it's painful, will lead to a better outcome, you gotta man up. You gotta put your feelings aside, and you have to do what's gotta be done. There's all kinds of things in life that we don't want to do, but if they have to be done, they have to be done. That's just the way the ball rolls, I guess. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For any of you who are currently dealing with a breakup of your own, I have a video linked in the description for you guys to check out. It is a great video that goes into detail on how you can better get over a breakup more smoothly. Not less painfully, unfortunately, but just it gives you some tips on how to get over it, so that way you won't, go getting all depressed and stuff. It's a very good video. It's in a link down in the description. If you guys are currently dealing with this of your own, I want you guys to know that you're not alone. And I know that you will be happy again. I've said this before, and I will say it again. There are all kinds of moments in life where we are going to be in pain, sometimes unbearable. There's moments in life where we will feel hopeless, where we will feel that nothing we do will never make us happy again. No matter how hard we try, no matter what we do, we'll feel sad, depressed, hopeless. We'll be in such severe pain that you will literally wish you were not even alive anymore to feel that pain. But one of the reasons why it's important to endure, because people will wonder, why should I still keep going in life if it's this painful? The reason why it's important to endure is because the happiness that you will have once again will be so much greater than the feeling of pain that you felt before. Happiness is a very powerful emotion, and it is a very wonderful thing that all of us will have once again in life, no matter how dark and grim it may seem now. That is why it is so important to keep enduring. You endure and you survive to live for a future that you yourself can make a more happier one by being capable and strong enough to do what you have to do to make life what you want it to be. And obviously what you want life to be is a good one, a good life, a happy life. So for anyone who is struggling, for anyone who is dealing with their own problems, I have a Discord server, by the way, which I will leave in the comment section. And you can also contact me on Discord. I will also be leaving my PlayStation Network ID and my Snapchat down in the comments below. If you guys would like to talk to me, then we can talk there, and I will be happy to interact with you guys. I love all of you guys, my subscribers, my viewers. You guys mean the world to me, so I would love to interact with some of you. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you stuck by till the end, thank you so very much. It really means a lot to me. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Peace out.